what's shaking, bacons? Guess who it is? It's Jennifer. All right, my little first graders, guess what? We are gonna do some art together. Did you think you weren't gonna see me? Ha! That wasn't gonna happen. Okay, listen. You need a pencil, some scissors, Elmer, and markers or crayons, okay? We have all those. Oh, my goodness. And about 3 pieces of paper, okay? And printing paper will do just perfect, all right? So if you have those things, we'll be good. So set some paper down on your kitchen table, or if you're a good table, to cover it like our placemats that we do at school, so you don't get the table below dirty. Capiche? Okay, I will see you in a couple seconds. So get your clothes on that you're not gonna get dirty. Get your art supplies. And I will see my love bugs in a few seconds. Oh, turn some music on too, all right? Okay, over and out. Hello, my little first graders. Who do you see? Can anyone tell me the name of the painter who did this? Can you tell me the styles of his paintings? Look closely. Hey. Who is it? Yes! You're right, it is Picasso. What country was Picasso from? Does anyone remember? Yep, you're right. He was from Spain, and he was considered one of the greatest artists and sculptors of the 20th century. Does anyone remember why he was considered the Big Daddy of art? Why was he so popular? Yep, you're right. Because he started this movement called, let me get it out. What is that? Yes, Cubism. He started the art movement of Cubism. And what is Cubism? Cubism is when artists take objects or faces and they break them up into geometric forms when they paint. Well, this Cubist style was very shocking to many of Picasso's friends and the critics. Picasso, what are you doing? This does not look like art. You're crazy. But Picasso said, hey, sort of like Van Gogh. Dude, I'm gonna paint the way that I want to paint. I know I can paint pictures that look real, but that's not what I want to do. I want to paint what's in my heart. And so my pictures may not be pretty to you, but they are fabulous to me. And so Picasso started to experiment with colors and shapes, and that's when he became known as the Cubist father of Cubist painting. And other painters began to follow his lead. He also began to change the way that he painted the human face. And he would mix up the facial features like the eyes and the schnoz and the ears and the mouth. And when you view some of those paintings, just like this particular one, The Weeping Woman, does anyone remember who he painted when he painted The Weeping Women? Picasso liked to paint his girlfriends. And I'm sure when the girlfriend saw this picture, she was weeping too. Oh, Picasso, what did you do? This is me. Sort of like me when I look in the mirror in the morning. Oh, what's happened to me? I have wrinkles all over my face. Oh. Look at how he has a profile nose. He has eyes that are facing forward. He mixes the profile, my big old nose, with the front of the face. You think about how Picasso mixed everything up, and it's kind of similar to what's going on in our lives right now. Our days are different. We're not going to school. Look you're watching me in my kitchen with Randall and Marlon, my fish behind me. And, you might think to yourself, why is everything so mixed up and a little crazy right now? But you know what? I want you to think about Picasso and his mixed up paintings. I want you to remember that even though his paintings were mixed up, people still found beauty in them. And our days are mixed up. Our schedules are off. But you have to make an advantage out of your disadvantage. You have to find the things that are beautiful in each day. So I want you to take each day and I want you to find something that's beautiful. Just like when you look into a Picasso painting, you might find a beautiful color in the Picasso painting. You might find the way that he drew an eye or a mouth beautiful. I need you to look at your days. Maybe it's a song that you hear on the radio. Maybe you look out your window and you see a bluebird on a tree branch, or maybe it's spending time with someone in your family that you don't get to spend a lot of time with. Appreciate those moments. And even though things seem mixed up, we're going to find beauty in each day. So get ready. I'm going to show you our project for today, and it is called Picasso. Why is everything so mixed up? See you soon. Okay, the very first thing that we're going to do for our project is we are going to make a great big oval head. Now remember, use up all that paper. Bring it all the way down. Da bigger. Can't hear you, louder. Da bigger. That's right. Da better. And show me the neck. Capiche? Now set your face paper aside, and I want you to take a second piece of paper, and I would like you to fold it, kissing corners. Take that corner and touch that one. Take the other one, touch that. There we have our kissing corners. Crease it. Let's fold it over again, kissing corners. There we go. Lots of kisses going on in art class. And then I want you to take it and open it up and take your scissors and cut your folds out. Okay, follow the folds. Oopsie daisy. There we go. So then you will have 4 different pieces. Okay? And then what I want you to do is take one of those, maybe cut a little bit off, and take another one and cut it down half the long way, okay? And you can take your other 2 and cut those. Well, you can, I think what I'm gonna do with this one is cut this one in half again, and I'm going to cut just a little bit off of that. Okay, so now you have all these different shapes that you are going to draw your facial features in. Well, what are facial features? Let's look at this. Facial features are what we see in the face. So if we look over here, we can see Picasso's eye. I have different ways to draw eyes, which I'll show you in a moment. You can see the ear that he drew. Look at these different ears, 3 ears here. And the schnozolas, here are some different ways to draw Picasso schnozzes. And oh, look at those crazy lips that she has with her teeth. I didn't do any teeth, but you certainly can. Here are some of my Picasso lips. So setting that aside, I am going to take one of my pieces, pick a Picasso feature, and I am going to draw a great big, starting in the corner, Picasso nose from the profile. Remember, use all the paper. Don't draw a nose that looks like that real small. Come on, use the paper, baby cakes. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I am going to pick one of the eyes. I think I'm going to do a profile eye, which is a V sideways. And then I am going to put a half of a circle and then another half. So it looks like the eye is facing that way. And maybe some eyebrows above it. Okay, if you want to do some eyelashes, go ahead. So now I've got a nose, an eye. Let's try another eye. This eye is going to be an eye that is looking straight at you. So I'm going to do a sad face. Oh, I'm so sad. And then I'm going to connect it with a happy face. Remember, use all the paper. I'm going to show the cornea and the pupil and maybe some eyebrows there. And, oh, those are eyelashes, sorry. Eyelashes and eyebrows. Maybe I'll make those a little hairy. Okay, hairy. There's my other eye. And now I am going to do some lips. Let's look over here at lips. I'm going to do what I say is the frontal lip with the profile. So I sort of make a bird flying, but then I bring it around and connect it to the other edge and then make a smiley face. So it sort of looks, if you cover that half, those are frontal lips and those are sideways lips. Okay, put that. Now I'm going to make an ear. Let's look over here. This is going to be a great big ear starting at the top. I'm gonna come around and go over. There's one ear. Here's my second ear. This one's gonna start on the side and then round up, come down, and I'm gonna do the flaps that are on your ear. So I've got 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 nose, and lips. I think I'm ready to move on. I'm gonna take my crayons and I'm gonna go into my Picasso head and I am going to color parts of the head different colors. Now there's really no wrong or right way to do this. Just make sure that you are coloring with an even layer. You can do this in marker or crayon. If you have watercolor and you want to paint the head, you can do that. But what is our rule when you paint with watercolor? Do you paint next to shapes that are wet? No. You go someplace else and wait for it to dry, and then you can go back and paint next to it or on top of it. Remember that? So I'm going to pick some cool colors to do the head. You can see that I am sort of painting different shapes that are of the cool color scheme. What are cool colors? Do you remember? On the color wheel, we talked about that. It's the colors that remind us of water or grass or minty things. And we will consider some of the darker purples with more blues in it a cooler color for today. Capiche? So I'm gonna finish coloring this different colors and we'll be back. Welcome back, my West Side love bugs. So you can see what I've done is I've colored the entire face and then I've outlined the different shapes with a thick black line, sort of what we do with Marty and the marker. And I did color the background black. You can choose a color that you want. If you didn't color the background, stop the video and you can do that now and then return. But make sure everything is outlined with the big, thick black line, just like Picasso did in his work. Okay, when we're done with this is the fun part. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our shapes and we are going to lay them on top of our paper. And we're gonna begin to figure out the face that we want. Yes, it's gonna cover some of the crayon that we did, but that's okay. Begin to place the eyes and the nose. I think I'm gonna have to take my nose and move it up there. And if you have to cut some of the paper down to fit it on, go ahead, that's not a problem. You can cut it down if you want to. But don't cut the shape out because we want the shape of the paper to stay with the cubist look. So you've got, oh, here's his mouth. I have one eye. And actually, I'm gonna switch the eye. I'm gonna pull the nose over. And don't worry if it's sticking off the paper. That is sort of the beauty of this project. So I'm gonna take this eye, which is crazy because it's looking that way. And this ear is gonna go down here underneath the eye. And here is, let's take this and I'm gonna move this on top of here. And I'm gonna put that kind of up at the top of his head. All right, and oh, here's this ear. Perfect, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're gonna take our good friend Elmer and we are going to begin to glue him down. And how do we glue? I think I have a song that will remind us. Alexa, play These Are Some of My Favorite Things. Open up Elmer. Remember, we twist the top. And just like Julie Andrews sings in this song, we use raindrops. 1 raindrop, 2, 3, 4, 5. Raindrops of glue. Don't worry if you're covering up what you colored. That's gonna give us a guide to when we color next. Okay, I'm going to put my raindrops here, glue the ear on. That crazy Picasso ear. Since that nose is underneath, I'm gonna do him first. Glue him down. Good old schnozola, which is a profile nose. I'm feeling sad. Oh, sorry. These favorite things. Here I glue it down. So bad. I hope you have music playing when you're doing this. Okay. Now I'm going to get my profile eye, which is facing left, and then my other ear. Okay, now it's all glued on. We are going to press it down, make sure it's glued, lift it up. Okay, now we are going to begin the coloring of this. Okay, so now you can see how I've taken all my pieces and I have colored them in with all different colors, just like Picasso used. And in each of the shapes, I colored the entire shape, including the background in, and then I outlined the pencil mark with black. So, for instance, I'm going to take the top of this lip and I am going to color it in with this beautiful shade of violet red. And then I am going to take this color of yellow green. I like to outline my shapes before I fill them in. And there we go. Color that in. And now I'm going to do the background. But look at the colors surrounding the shape. I'm not going to choose this blue or this green or black. I think that I am going to choose, I think a bright orange seems like a good shape, or good color, I'm sorry. And I am going to color in that whole rectangle square and fill it in with this beautiful, beautiful orange that reminds me of luscious oranges that are growing in Florida. So, did you know I was supposed to go to Florida this week? Clearly I'm not going because the beaches are closed. And what would I do without a beach? So I'm gonna make my own beach in my house and turn the heat up really high and put my bathing suit on and put some self-tanning lotion on and pretend I'm getting tan. What do you think? My boys will think I'm crazy. Okay, so I've colored that in. Now I'm going to use black, and I'm going to go over the pencil line. Those luscious lips. Mwah. Now, this is the last part, and this is where you kind of have to really think. We drew the face, remember? So I want you to take your hand and figure out where the face would go. So I'm going to bring it down, and then I'm going to skip over the eye. Then I'm going to come down here, connect it, and I'm going to go all the way over and back up, connect it here like I'm redrawing it. So you kind of have to use your imagination with where the face goes. So, look at that. We're getting close, aren't we? The last thing we need to do is to sign our work. And you can use whatever color you want. I'm going to put Jen because I don't have a lot of room. And there we go. We have our distorted Picasso face. If you want to add some hair, you can sure do that. That's up to you. But if you just want to stop there, that's perfect. Okay? Hey, have fun. Good luck. And I will see you next week. Take care. Love you, my little love bugs.